how does a supplier who is looking at this, who's probably working for an organization that wants to help you achieve your objectives? I mean,
yeah, I think my sort of key thing is always, digital and technology is an enabler. It's not the solution in itself. And it really does hurt me to say that, because I love tech and I love the digital stuff. But I think it's about also recognizing that, a solution, you're not looking for something over 5 years that you have to, channel cables through walls and whatever. A recognition that a lot of this kit is disposable, or it's time limited, and it might only have a 2-year lifespan. So it needs to be priced in a 2-year lifespan type thing, rather than trying to make out that it's going to change the way that you run your business and last forever. It isn't. We know that, and also the world changes now so quickly that some of the solutions that even we think now are cutting edge, probably in 2 to 3 years' time will be pretty much surplus to what we need. So I think just that, probably having more of a mentality around semi-disposable and ubiquitous in terms of, and also having stuff like open APIs and ability for stuff to connect without having to pay loads of money for it. And those days are gone. I just don't get why people are still trying to charge money just to get bits of kit to speak to other bits of kit. It's like, well, that's not how it works anymore. And so I suppose and also I think it's about how we tap into other people's data. So that could be around, weather, that could be around, data that the local authority's got, data that the police have got that's non-confidential, all that sort of stuff that just helps us manage our services in a more creative way. And I think just somebody probably to come along and sometimes just help us join some of those dots, because we can sometimes see it from within the housing bubble. But that dreadful phrase that you don't know what you don't know. But if somebody else from outside the housing bubble is actually saying, I can see what you're trying to do, I understand what you're trying to do, but you do realise that data is already available over here. Actually, all you need to do is to pull that data down into your system, and that will then help you solve that problem. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I think there's that whole thing around, you're right, I think some of this hasn't been invented yet, just as many jobs haven't been created yet, haven't they, for many people who are going through the education system at the moment. But I think I can't believe we're going to be managing homes in the same way in 10, 20 years. I just can't begin to believe that. And I think one of the risks that's coming out of lockdown is that I think that we know that, the government's got to repay all the monies that it's borrowed. And I think our sector will probably be asked a few searching questions around value for money and are we using our resources to the maximum are we optimizing those resources? And I think if you can shift the service from being reactive to preemptive, if you just take if I go back to my boiler example, it's 5 times more expensive to do exactly the same repair out of hours than it is as a planned piece of work. Yeah. So if you look at that level of efficiency, why wouldn't you invest in sorting stuff out before it goes wrong, rather than waiting for things to happen? And again, the thing about the tenancies, our average void costs £2,100. That's about sector average, I think. So if, we have 600, is it 600, 700 relets a year. If I could avoid 10% of those, that's still a healthy slab of money that we're not going to be spending, that we could use for something else.